Хайырлы күн, құрметті әріптестер. Добрый день, уважаемые участники ежегодного секционного августовского совещания учителей английского языка. Наша встреча проходит в онлайн-формате, и потому я желаю плодотворного сотрудничества и хорошего обмена своими идеями. Good day, dear colleagues. Welcome to the breakout work of August meeting of the Region of English Language Teachers in accordance with the plan of the Center for the Development of Education and the Regional Department of Education. I'd now like to give the floor to the Deputy Director of the Center for Education Development Center, Алимбаева Сауле Кибекбайна. Келесі сөз кезегі білім беруді дамыту орталығы директорының орынбасары Алимбаева Сауле Кибекбайқызына беріледі.
Қайырлы күн, құрметті әріптестер. Сіздердің жаңа қауышқаныма өте қуаныштымын. Мені оқу жылының басталуына небарлығы 20 күн қалды. Осы әдеттегідей тамыз айында біздер сіздерменен кездесу ұйымдастырамыз. Биылғы жылы біздің білім беру дамыту орталығы 26 секциялық отырысты ұйымдастырып отыр. Соның ішінде 12 пәндік, 14 панельдік. Уважаемые коллеги, спикеры и гости, в преддверии начала нового учебного года рада приветствовать вас на традиционной августовской предметной педагогической конференции секции учителей английского языка. Августовская конференция – это глобальная площадка для обсуждения вопросов и определения задач на новый учебный год. Тема общая наша, областная – это трансформация образования, масштабность перемен и действий. Тема выбрана не просто так. Мы вместе с вами будем говорить о трансформации образования. Будут озвучены ключевые перемены в образовании и какие действия необходимы для их реализации. Прежде чем говорить о трансформации образования, следует сказать о факторах, которые эту трансформацию вызвали, выделить какие-то общие тренды, закономерности. Это, прежде всего, обновление планируемых образовательных результатов, это содержание образования, методы и организационные формы учебной работы, а также оценивание достигнутых результатов в быстро развивающей среде для кардинального улучшения образовательных результатов наших обучающихся. Уважаемые коллеги, думаю, сегодняшняя встреча наша пройдет не просто так. Ведь слова Станиславского «день, в котором вы не узнали для себя ничего нового, прошло впустую», думаю, что он не пройдет впустую, потому что сегодня наши организаторы приготовили для вас очень такие актуальные вопросы, на которые вы получите ответы. Они предоставят вам определенные методы, которые мы должны работать в нашем новом учебном году. То есть они вас вооружат. И я рада, что сегодня у нас присутствует очень много коллег из разных регионов нашей республики. И, естественно, в данной секции для вас будут неожиданные такие очень хорошие встречи, где, значит, приглашены гости из посольства, и они дадут вам, обогатят ваш багаж знаний необходимыми инструментами, которые пригодятся в нашем новом учебном году. Самое главное, желаю вам здоровья и успехов в вашем нелегком пути. Спасибо.
Thank you so much, Saulе Кибекбайна. Okay, let's continue. Let's briefly tell about your work done English in the 2020-2021 academic year. Currently, the number of English teachers in the region 1,235 nowadays. And also we have 5 master teachers, 91 teacher researchers, and 240 teacher experts. Last academic year, in accordance with the local Department of Education, we held the Republican Forum, Innovations and the Mobility in Education, and the International Scientific Forum. Also, language, intercultural communication, and the national unity, a vision for the future. Өткен оқу жылында білім берудегі инновациялар және мобильдік тақырыбында республикалық форум, сонымен қатар тіл мәдениетаралық коммуникация және ұлттық бірегейлік болашаққа көзқарас атты халықаралық ғылыми әдістемелік форумдар оздырылды. Қысқаша осы біздің қазіргі таңда Орал Батыс Қазақстан облысы бойынша 1235 мұғалім бар. Оның ішінде бана жоғарыда айтып өткендей 5 педагог шебер. Қазіргі таңда қуанышты жағдай. 91 педагог зерттеуші, сонымен қатар 240 педагог сарапшы мұғалімдеріміз жұмыс атқаруда. Бұл өткен оқу жылында. Currently, much attention is paid to modern approaches and methods, technologies, and the organization of the educational process. Қазіргі уақытта білім беру процесін ұйымдастыруда заманауи тәсілдер мен әдістерге, технологияларға көп көңіл аударылады. The next speech, I'd like to specially introduce our guests who constantly share their experience with us. Mr. John Silva, Regional English Language Officer. Also, Olga Poterova, Rural Assistant. Gauhar Shakirova, Co-Assistant Chief Administrative Officer. You are welcome, Mr. John. Are you here? Are you?
Yes, I am. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, great. I think we can start if all of my team is here. I can't see the screen. Gohar, are you with us?
Yes, yes, of course.
Just a second.
Great. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for and Olga. I know that Aigul is here. Is Olga with us too?
Yes, John, I'm here. Hello.
Great. Okay. Well, let's begin. Hello, everyone, and good morning. As introduced, my name is John Silver. I'm the Regional English Language Officer here at the U.S. Embassy in Nur Sultan. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to our part of your conference, and I'd like to really thank you for allowing us the opportunity to be with you here today. It means a lot when we can connect with teachers, and especially for your technological trends in teaching and learning conference. I was reflecting on the beginning of the year and what the beginning of the school year means, I'm sure to many of you, what it means to me. It's a time when we think about what's new and what we can do and change, and the changes that we can affect in the classroom. I did a little bit of math, and 27 years ago, I started my first bell at a school here in what was then Akmala as a Peace Corps volunteer teacher in 2014. So I've been around Kazakhstani teaching institutions for quite a while. I really love English language teaching and teacher training, especially. My staff of Gohar and Olga and Aigul Tatalieva, who was not introduced, but that's okay. We'll be telling you about some of the professional development opportunities that the U.S. Embassy offers. All of these opportunities are free. They're 100% free. They cost you absolutely nothing. If there's something here that you think is interesting that you would like to participate in, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We'll share our contact information with you at the end, and we would love to hear from you. We really like communicating with teachers in the field. At the end, we will have time for questions in any language that you like, in Kazakh or Russian or English. It's up to you. So again, congratulations on the beginning of the school year. Super exciting time. One thing, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. We just heard today, and I'm sure this is not news to you, the Ministry of Education has announced that there will be in-person classes for schools and universities. This is very interesting news for us. We will be adjusting our programming accordingly. A lot of our programs are still online. We do have some in-person programs, but as the months unfold, you may be seeing some changes between virtual and in-person programming that we may offer. With that, I will turn the microphone over to, I'm not sure who is first here. Maybe if we flip to the first slide, that'll give me an indication. Is it Olga and Fellows? Great.
Yes.
Thanks, Gohar.
Yes.
We'll turn it over to Olga.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everybody. Dear teachers, it's really a pleasure to be with you today because August conference is always a big deal and it's the beginning of the new academic year. So congratulations and good luck with all your actions and activities in new academic year. So let me introduce our two programs, English Language Fellow Program and English Language Specialist Program. These are programs of the Regional English Language Office and the US Department of State, which allow us to bring English language professionals from the United States to Kazakhstan. This year, at the beginning of the year, we unfortunately could not have in-person projects in Kazakhstan, but during upcoming academic year, we will have two English language fellows who will be placed in Kazakhstan. August Garnsey at Gumilev Eurasian National University and Tess Sinclair and Almaty branch of the National Center of Professional Development, Arleo. As you can see, our fellows, yes, mostly they're involved in work with the universities in Kazakhstan, but sometimes they also work with secondary school teachers, which I think the majority of our teachers today, they are secondary school teachers. So what do usually our fellows do? They work closely with English language teachers, students, and education professionals to improve English language teaching capacity, in our case in Kazakhstan, but actually they work in 80 countries in the world. Program participants, our English language fellows, serve as representatives and cultural ambassadors of the United States of America here in Kazakhstan. More information about this program you can find following the link which is providing on the slide, but of course you can always reach out and call us and ask about the details if you need more information. Another program which I am going to introduce is the English Language Specialist Program, and maybe, and I hope that this program will be interesting for you. Let me underline again, all these programs we are going to talk today with you today, they are not just like formal introduction of some information, they all work. So if you feel that this program works for you and you want to participate, just remember to reach out and to find out. So all these programs really work for you. As for English Language Specialist Program, it provides specialized training for in-service institutes, schools, universities, and other academic institutions conducted by American academics, experts, and teachers, trainers in the fields of English as a foreign language, methodology of English language teaching, and applied linguistics on a short-term basis throughout the Central Asia region. I just want to underline that these teachers, experts from the United States, and they can help to improve your methodological skills, your teaching skills in teaching English as a foreign language. Let me give you an example of our program, which recently we had at UTMIS of West Kazakhstan State University. We had a virtual English language specialist there who worked with the faculty members of the university on the development of curricula on methodology of teaching English language. So, especially I refer now to the Center for the Development of Education of West Kazakhstan Oblast. You said that you have 1,135 English language teachers in your region, I am sure that you can consider such possibility of having English language specialists in your region. Till the end of December of 2021, we unfortunately do not work with in-person specialists. We work on virtual projects, but still probably you can consider this and have our specialists working with the groups of teachers in your region. Again, please remember all our programs work for you. That's why if you have any questions, just let us know, reach out, and we will provide all the details to you. That's it from my part, and regarding English language specialist program, let me give the floor to my colleague from Almaty, English language coordinator, my colleague Aygul Tetilieva. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olga. Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Aygul Tetilieva, and I am located here in Almaty and working with English programs in the southern district of our country. Today, I would like to introduce the English Access Microscholarship program. But before starting introducing this program, I just want to add that as one of the example of English language specialist programs, we have the specialist who is currently working with our English language teachers around Kazakhstan and providing and helping us to have inclusive training for English language teachers. We have finished the first phase in June, and we are going to have the second phase of inclusive training for English language for English language teachers in September. But we are also going to have such a kind of inclusive trainings for English language teachers around Kazakhstan. So please, you may subscribe to our Facebook page or write directly to our email address if you want to know more about inclusive programs. And that's it regarding the inclusive training. And let me introduce the English Access Microscholarship program. One of the program which we have is English Access Microscholarship program. This program provides a foundation of English language skills, leadership training, and knowledge of US culture to talented 13 till 30 years old teenagers from economically disadvantaged sectors through after school classes and intensive session for 2 years. This is quite intensive sessions students have during 2 years. And apart from the lessons, they are also provided with extracurricular activities where they can know also about US culture and develop their leadership skills. And access programs are based throughout the Central Asia region. Currently, we have 18 providers across Kazakhstan. And if you want to know more information about this Access Microscholarship program, please follow this link, or also you can email us. The last slide, there will be our contact information. And also this year we will have Access conference, which will be next week, like starting on August 16 till 18th. So they will be presenters from current access providers from Central Asia, but all English language teachers who are interested in the virtual conference as accessing education around the world may attend. So today is the last day to register to attend this conference as attendees. So right now I will send the link for you to register, and next Monday you are welcome to attend and visit our first Access virtual conference, where the keynote speakers will be Benjamin Taylor, who is English language coordinator here in Nur-Sultan, and Heidi DeMello.
Thank you so much. Mr. John? Mr. John?
Yes, hello.
Is that all?
No, I think that that Igul, I'm not sure if Igul might have gotten cut off.
Oh, we have.
I think it. Go ahead.
Gohar spot. Like we have some slides.
Great. Let's switch to Gohar. Thank you so much, Igul.
Thank you, Igul, and hello everyone. My name is Gohar Shakirova, and I work on the English language programs in the U.S. Embassy, Nur Sultan. And thank you for inviting us to present RELO offered programs. And another program which I would like to present is the Open Global Online Courses for English language teachers. These open global online courses offer Kazakhstani English teaching professionals the opportunity to take innovative university level classes and online professional development. And these courses introduce and explore current methodological trends and concepts and issues in the English as a foreign language field. And they provide a distance learning experience that uses the latest technology and connects participants with the US English language teaching experts, and also creates a network of international colleagues. So the courses offered through Global Online Courses, you can see them on the slide, include creating and implementing online courses, fostering student motivation, English as a medium of instruction. So these courses are updated regularly, and on the slide you can see the courses that you can apply for. And in order to apply, you need to make sure that you are a citizen of Kazakhstan and that you have the ability to complete academic work. It is a rigorous online course. And you should also have the ability to devote at least 8 to 10 hours per week to this course and have regular access to a reliable internet. We usually accept applications 4 times per year. So the next call of applications will be announced soon in the fall, and we will be accepting applications for the winter term. In order to apply, you just need to submit an application form with some standard questions and your resume, your CV. And we encourage all experienced English language teachers and teacher trainers to apply to this course, to receive these 8-week online courses, and then share the knowledge and skills you will gain from this course with other colleagues and English language professionals. These courses are available by nomination only. So we usually receive a big number of applications, and only the most eligible teachers are nominated by the regional English language office. So please do not miss the next call for applications for the winter term of the Open Global Online Courses. Another excellent opportunity for your professional development is the massive open online courses. You have probably heard about these courses before, and some of you probably have participated in these MOOCs. The massive open online courses are free, and they are open to an unlimited number of participants, which means that if you are interested in these courses, you can go and check the website and enroll in the courses which are available at the current time. Some MOOCs are 5 weeks and some are longer. Please carefully read the course description for each course, and on the slide you can see the courses that are offered through MOOCs. For example, English for media literacy, English for journalism, assessment of English language learners, and many more courses. Participants who complete these MOOCs with a 70% passing rate are eligible to receive a digital badge and a certificate from the US Department of State. We will leave all the links in the chat in the end of our presentation. Please go and check the courses and apply. Again, these are all free. And these, for example, MOOCs are accessible to any interested English language teachers. Another opportunity, which all of you can also use, are the American English Live webinars for English language teachers. The next series is the series 12 of webinars, and they will start on September 8th and will take place every other Wednesday, beginning from September 15th. So these webinars, these 6 online webinars of the course cover a variety of topics and are intended for English language teachers or future English teachers. And at the end of each event, participants can receive a digital badge. And if you attend at least 4 out of 6 webinars, you will receive an e-certificate from the Regional English Language Office. The next series begin on, as I said, September 15th, and they cover such themes as English for specific purposes, also STEM, teaching STEM to English language learners, and 21st century skills and the English language classroom. You can also see the presentation titles and detailed schedule of these webinars. These sessions will be shared with participants via the Facebook page, American English for Educators. They are also accessible via Zoom. I will leave all the links in the chat. And registration is not required, but there is a link for registration, and registered participants will receive email reminders with the links and some pre-session readings. Some schools or universities, or even if in your department, you can even organize joint watching sessions for your colleagues. And if you are interested in this opportunity, please feel free to email us at realonursultan@state.gov, and we will provide more information about these webinars. They are free, they are accessible to anyone through the Facebook page or Zoom. Another resource that we would like to present is the American English online website. This website provides tons of resources for English language teachers, and it is updated regularly. And on this website, you can find a lot of useful information, such as, for example, resources for teaching grammar or teaching speaking. You can also have access to the English Teaching Forum magazine, which is also updated regularly, and there you will find some ready-made lesson plans, some articles written by English language teachers as you. You can also find the information about MOOCs, some textbooks that can be downloaded as PDF files, games, as I said, ready-made lesson plans and ideas. So please go to the American English at state.gov and check out this website. And as Aygul mentioned, we have a Facebook page, Realo Facebook page. Please subscribe to this page if you haven't done so already. Follow us on Facebook to learn more information about the programs we presented, about the most recent updates on the Realo programs, and also to get connected with other English language teachers from Central Asia, from Kazakhstan. And usually the call for announcement, the courses that are available now are updated on this Facebook page. So, sorry, yeah. And here you can see all the links, and I will put them in the chat. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to email us at realonursultan@state.gov. I think that's all from my part. John, back to you. John, I think you, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Gohar and Olga and Aygul. I'm sorry, I missed. Did we talk about the contacts?
Yes.
Okay, great. Just to reinforce what was said about the contacts, a great place to reach us is at the Relo Central Asia Facebook page. Our Facebook group is growing all of the time, and that's an easy way to see what we're doing, what's happening with our programming, and to find out some more about U.S. Embassy as well. Down at the bottom there, again, that's our email address. You can reach out to us with any questions that you may have. I hope that everyone saw in the chat box, Aigul put in the information about the Accessing Education Around the World conference. This is a really big online event. We'll have some amazing presenters, both Kazakhstani and throughout Central Asia, and some of our American friends and colleagues too. So I really encourage you to join in on that if you're interested in learning more about modern teaching methodology. I think that's it for our presentation. Do we have time for questions?
Do you have any questions for Mr. John, dear colleagues? I think no questions. Thank you so much, Mr. John. It's a great honor and a pleasure to invite you and your colleagues to participate for our events. Also providing and the support and the sharing important information, your experience with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure being here. It was an honor to speak with you, to your teachers. Again, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to cooperate if you have any ideas. With that, we'll sign off. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We have a guest from Fund Corporation, ICANAT coordinator. ICANAT Aljanova Gulnara Jardemовна. ICANAT білім беру қорының Батыс Қазақстан облысы бойынша координаторы. Гүлнар Жардемовна, сіз барсыз ба? Сөз кезегі сізде, Гүлнар Жардемовна. Гүлнар Жардемовна бізде қазір соңына қарай қосылып.
Саламатсыздар ма? Даусым естіліп тұр ма?
Естіліп тұр, Гүлнар Жардемовна. Сөз кезегі
Саламатсыздар
сізде.
ма? Бүгінгі тамыз кеңесіне бұл кісі ICANAT жобасы бойынша неге қатысып отыр деген сұрақтарыңыз болып жатса, қазір жауап берем. Мен жалпы білім беру қоры, бұл ICANAT қоры. Осы қорды 2018 жылдан бері Батыс Қазақстан облысының координатор ретінде қызмет атқарып, алға қарай жетелеп келе жатқан адамдардың бірімін. Бұл қордың білім беру қоры, ICANAT жаңа басқалардан ерекшелігі, бұл ауыл балаларына ғана арналған білім қоры. Меценат кәсіпкерлердің қаржыландырып тұрған қоры. Дәл осы қормен 2018 жылы білім беру басқармасы, ғылым білім министрлігі және біздің облыстың 12 аудан әкімі меморандум отырған болатын. Содан бері қыруар жұмыстар атқарылып келе жатыр. Оны өздеріңіз куә ретінде көріп отырған боларсыздар. Енді жалпы ICANAT жобасына, бұл ICANAT олимпиадасы тек қана ауыл балалары қатыса алатындығымен ғана ерекше. 2018 жылдан бері біраз бала қатысты. Бірінші жылы 1351 бала қатысып, соның жүлдесі Қазақстан Республикасы тұңғыш президенттің грантына ие болды. Соның ішіндегі 16-сы жаңағы Назарбаев университетіне барып грант ұтып алған. Енді 2019 жылы сол балалардың қатарына 14 бала қосылды. Жалпы қосып айтқанда, біздің Батыс Қазақстан облысы ICANAT жобасы бойынша қазір ең үздік жаңағы болып көрініп тұр. Сондықтан 200 оқушы оқыса, ICANAT жаңағы Борабай High School деген арнайы мектеп салды меценаттар. Сол Борабайдағы мектепте 200 бала оқыса, соның 30-ы біздің Оралдың өрендері. Енді бұл жерде Айқанат қорының ең басты мақсаты ауылдың түпкірінде жатқан балалардың қабілеттерін анықтап, оларды жетелеу. Айқанаттың жаңағы арнайы платформасында жеңімпаз балалардың барлығы дайындалып, ұлттық бірыңғай тестке тегін дайындала алады. Және бірінші, екінші турда ауылда өз мектептерінде отырып қатысып, үшінші турға республикалық кезеңге Астана қаласына, Алматы қаласына барып, өздерінің бақтарын сынап жүр. Жалпы бұл жоба туралы мен сіздерге айтып отырған себебім, биылғы жылы балалардың арасында өзіңнің мұғалімің қандай, сенің мұғалімің туралы пікіріңді біз ескере отырып, өз мұғалімдеріңізді біздер жаңағы teacher campқа жинайық деп едік деп, осындай жаңағы олардың арасында эссе жазғызғанбыз. Осы эссенің нәтижесінде әрбір айқанаттық оқушы өзінің мектептегі сабақ берген мұғалімі туралы өзінің пікірін жазып, сол пікірлерді жинақтай отырып, сол эссенің ішіндегі құндыларынан мұғалім туралы жақсы пікір жазғандарын жинап алып, біздер арнайы осы 7-10 тамыз аралығында Бурабайдағы жаңағы Айқанат High School мектебінде мұғалімдерді жинаған болатынбыз. Соның ішінде біздің облыстан Ақжайық ауданы Әуезов орта мектебінің Абсалямова Заузат Тоқбаевна деген мұғалім бар. Сондықтан бұл Айқанаттың жаңа берері әлі мол, балалардың жаңағы болашақтарына қарай инвестиция құйып тұрған бұл жобаның болашағы зор болғандықтан сіздермен бірге дәл осы Айқанатта жұмыстануға сіздерді шақырам. Бұл жаңалық емес, тың жоба, басқа жобалардан айырмашылығы ғылым білім министрлігінің мақұлдауымен биылғы жылы республикалық олимпиадалардың тізіміне кірді. Ертең қыркүйек айы басталғаннан кейін балаларды қайтадан тіркеу басталады, 8 класстықтарды 8 және 9 класс оқушылары қатысып, өздерінің бақтарын сынай алады. Олай болса, осы Айқанат деген ерекше жобамен сіздерді жұмыстануға шақырам. Бұл ғылым білім министрлігінің мақұлдауымен жүзеге асырылып отырған жоба болғандықтан, біздің облыстық білім басқармасымен де меморандум жасалған болатын. Соған байланысты ауыл мұғалімдері сіздерді осы Айқанаттың қарлығаштарын ұшырып шығаруға шақырам. Біздің балалар ерлеп тұр. Математика бойынша біз үздік команда танып қазір алдымызға жан салмай отырсақ, енді ағылшын тілі пәнінен де біздер өзіміздің керемет екендігімізді көрсетіп, үздік Айқанаттарды шығара берейік деген өзімнің пікірім бар. Сұрақтарыңыз болса, мен дайын, маған берілген уақыт 5 минут болғандықтан тез айтып отырмын. Осы август мәслихатында сіздермен дидарасқанына өте қуаныштымын.
Сұрақтарыңыз бар ма? Әріптестер, Гүлнар Жардиевнаға.
Заузат бар ма екен осының ішінде? Заузат.
Олимпиадасы бойынша.
Сәлеметсіздер ма? Сәлеметсіздер ма? Мен атым жөнім Айгүл Жанболатовна. Мен Ақсай қаласының бірінші мектепте жұмыс істеймін. Айқанат, ағылшыннан Айқанат олимпиада сонда бар ма? Бірінші естіп отырмын.
Мен сізге бұл сұрағыңызға нақты жауап беріп кетейін. Негізі мектепте қандай, мектеп бағдарламасында қандай негізгі пәндер өтеді, сол бүкіл негізгі пәндер бойынша қатыса бала. Бірақ ағылшын пәнінен қатыспайды. Басында эссемен ғана қатысып жүрді. Қазір эссені ағылшынша жазуға құқысы бар баланың. Бірақ біз балаларға ортақ тапсырма береміз ғой. Мектептеріңізде қандай жаңағы өзіңіздің көңіліңізден шығатын мұғалім бар, ол мұғалімнің қандай жетістіктерімен бөлісе алар едіңіз деп. Сол уақытта жаңағы бізден 10 мұғалімнің аты аталды балалардың жаңағы ауыздарымен. Көп мұғалімдердің ішінен сол мұғалімдер таңдалып, соның ішінде ағылшын тілі пәнінің мұғалімі болғандығын мен мақтанышпен айтып отырмын. Енді бұл жерде тағы бір акцент қоятын мәселе бар. Балаларға негізінде Айқанат Бурабай High School деген мектепте ағылшын тілінде басымдық беріліп оқытылады. Ең бірінші ағылшын тіліне басымдық беріледі, өйткені өзіміздің отандық оқу орындарымен қатар шетелдік оқу орындарына балаларды дайындайтын бірден бір жоба, бірден бір платформа. Сондықтан ағылшын тілінен тест жүргізіледі балаларға. Егер республикалық турға өткен жағдайда, 3-ші турға 1-ші жылы мен Астана қаласында Назарбаев университетіне апарсам, былтырда, биылда мен Қапшағайдағы Балдәурен сауықтыру лагеріне апардым 3-ші турға балаларды. Сонда балаларға арнайы тест жүргізіледі ағылшыннан. Сол ағылшыннан басым өзінің білімін көрсеткен балалар ары қарай мектепке іріктеліп алынған уақытта соған басымдық берілетіндігін атап өткім келеді.
Рахмет көп жәрдеміне. Егер де сұрақтарыңыз болып жатса, чатқа қалдыруға болады, әріптестер.
Жақсы, рахмет сіздерге тыңдағандарыңызға. Істеріңізге сәттілік, сау болыңыздар.
Сау болыңыз, рахмет. Dr. Ahmad Khalil Abdelkader, a Word English language instructor, once said that when I hand to my students a certificate endorsed by the University of Oxford, it's really something amazing. The next speaker will be Asil Baybatyrova, Oxford University Press, Business Development Manager, Central Asia, Oxford Test of English. Theme, it's about Test of English. Asil?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much, Ulpan Malikovna, for the introduction. So let me share my screen first of all. So dear teachers, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me and you can see me. So it's great to be here today, to see some familiar names in the chat, some familiar teachers' names. So I'm really delighted to be here today with you, even online, and to be talking about Oxford Test of English. So before proceeding to my presentation, I would like you, I don't know why, I can't, sorry. So before, yes, proceeding to my presentation on Oxford Test of English, I would like you to watch a video about Oxford Test of English. It is going to be a very short video, around 2 minutes. So, and please watch and listen to it very carefully and try to find out as much information as possible about Oxford Test of English, in particular about the levels, about... Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to show you a video. Just a second. So I'm going to share my sound. You need to tell me if you can hear it. You should hear it. So please watch this video and try to find out as much information as possible about Oxford Test of English, what it is like. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. So dear teachers, please use the chat box. Can you please write your answers, what you have learned about Oxford Test of English just now? I hope you were able to see it and you were able to hear it. Can you please use the chat box? How many skills it tests and how many levels it covers and how long is the test? Can you please write your answers? 4 skills, excellent. Thank you so much, Indira.
3 levels. 3 levels.
Thank you so much. I don't know your name. I only see your surname, Kuanisheva M.U. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you very much. You're very attentive teachers. So moving on further, you're right. So it is one test, Oxford Test of English, and it's only 2 hours. It gives reports at 3 levels, and it tests 4 skills. Excellent. So Moving on further, how did we create Oxford Test of English? We talked to teachers, to institutions, and to students. And this is where their requirement, this is what they needed. So some students wanted a test to be short. You know that there are tests that you would need to come for speaking, for example, on another day, and it would take longer. Some teachers said that they wanted all their students to take the same test. Others said that they needed results they could trust. Other students said that they only wanted to take a test for the skills they needed. You know that tests, usually, if you want to do the test, you have to do all 4 skills. And here, you just take only 1 skill or 2 skills, so you decide which skills you need. So it's very flexible. And the last number of students said that they wanted to retake the test they needed. So how did we design the test? So it looks like this. You know that there are 4 skills: speaking, listening, reading, writing. And this is just an example of a speaking test. It consists of 4 parts. It is approximately 15 minutes. It has randomized tasks. So the test takers wouldn't have the opportunity to copy answers from each other. So there is no chance that they would copy answers from each other because the tasks are different, the tasks are randomized, and responses are recorded online and sent to trained assessors. Listening test, it is approximately 30 minutes. It has 4 parts. It is computer adaptive, and it is shorter than traditional linear tests. And of course, it is individualized and secure. Moving on further, reading test, approximately 35 minutes. It is as listening test, it's computer adaptive. Of course, it is shorter than traditional linear tests. And the last but not least, writing part, approximately 45 minutes, consisting of 2 parts. Responses are recorded online, as well as with speaking tests marked by trained assessors. So I mentioned adaptive technology, that listening and reading have adaptive nature. It means that the test difficulty adjusts in response to test takers' answers, quickly finding the right level for each test taker, which means the questions are at just the right level of challenge, which makes the test shorter and less stressful than traditional proficiency test. And it ensures an individual experience for every candidate. So at the end, if the test taker completes all 4 modules, they receive a certificate of proficiency. If they complete only 1 module or a combination of modules, they receive a module report card for each module they complete. So this is how certificate of proficiency looks like. We can see an overall CFR level score, test scores from 51 to 140 points. And these scores are aligned to CFR levels A2, B1, B2. Also on the certificate, you can see date module was taken, and test takers can provide results to their university or an employer or organization.
Тише!
If they
Я
want
же
to
работаю, не
verify
мешай, тихо.
results. So Oxford Test of English, it is flexible, as you could see. You could take all 4 modules at the same time and receive a certificate of proficiency, or you could just take 1 module, you could test your speaking, or you could test your writing, or a combination of listening and reading and receive module report cards. It is 100% online, and it is internationally recognized in around 30 countries by 300 institutions. And you can get results on listening and reading on the same day of the tests, whereas the results for speaking and writing would take around 14 days because they would be sent online to certified assessors. And of course, you would receive a certificate of proficiency or a module report card. So to sum it up, Oxford Test of English, certified by the University of Oxford, university #1 in the world. And you can get your results in maximum 14 days. It is flexible. You can take all 4 skills, speaking, listen, reading, writing, or single modules in one session. And it takes only 2 hours to complete all 4 modules, all 4 skills. It is on demand, 100% online, and it is at an affordable price. And about recognition, so this is just a small list of institutions which recognize Oxford Test of English, as I already mentioned, in around 30 countries by more than 300 institutions in those 30 countries. So if you have any questions, you can go to the website www.oxfordtestoфenglish.com. Thank you very much and enjoy the conference.
You are welcome, Asil. Thank you.
Thank you.
The International English Language Testing System, IELTS, is designed to help you work, study, or immigrate to a country where English is the native language. The next speaker will explain to us about IELTS. Lipinskaya Alla Valerovna, Almaty Interpress International House Director. The best way to prepare for the IELTS exam. Alla Valerovna. Alla Valerovna, are you here? Alla Valerovna, Asil?
Okay, I will call Alla, just a minute, okay?
Okay. Okay, the next speaker will be Kadrgalieva Елизавета Mukhanna, master teacher. Theme, it's about formative assessment during distance learning. Елизавета Mukhanna. Әріптестер, звук, микрофондарыңызды айырып отырсаңыздар. Елизавета Mukhanna.
I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Let me start.
Yes, yes, of course.
Do you see my presentation? Okay.
Yes, yes, of course.
Дорогие учителя, во-первых, разрешите мне поздравить вас с наступающим учебным годом. Желаю, чтобы этот год был гораздо удачнее, чем прошлым. И самое главное, здоровья всем нам. Моя презентация называется «Формативное оценивание на уроках английского языка». И сразу скажу, что она подготовлена для студентов педагогического вуза. В данном случае это ЗКО имени Утемисова, факультет иностранных языков. Мы, наша школа-лицей номер 28 города Уральска, тесно сотрудничает с нашим факультетом, родным факультетом, и представляет площадку для практики. Поэтому моя работа направлена на формативное оценивание на уроках английского языка как в дистанционном, так и в традиционном формате обучения. Итак, я хочу предоставить вам различные формы формативного оценивания для опытных учителей, работающих по обновленному содержанию образования. Конечно же, это знакомые формы, различные направления. Но для студентов было очень важно узнать об этом из уст учителя-практика. В данном случае я говорила о диаграмме Вена. И что нужно было делать? Для чего она важна? Можно попросить учащихся сравнить, сопоставить факты из изучаемой темы, используя диаграмму Вена. Она может быть разных типов. Например, 2 круга отличия и что общее. Очень часто в наших учебниках предоставляется такая форма завершения, например, раздела, или же каких-то креативных формах работы в упражнениях. Еще один простой тип графического задания, в котором один круг представляет сектор «знаю это», другой «не знаю», а пересекающаяся секция «запутался». Такое задание важно выполнять по завершении небольшого раздела, прежде чем перейти к следующему. Hand in, pass out, сдай, передай. В чем заключается этот метод? Попросить учащихся ответить на вопросы по изученной теме анонимно. Затем собрать работы и в произвольном порядке раздать всем учащимся для оценивания. Учащиеся проверяют работы в соответствии с заданными критериями или по ключам. По результатам проверки составляется диаграмма о качестве усвоения изучаемого материала. Такую форму работы очень любят учащиеся. Они проверяют друг друга и соревнуются. Они это очень любят. Summarizing, обобщение. Обобщение можно сделать в одном предложении, Whiteboard, в одной фразе, one phrase, в одном слове, one word. То есть различные формы обобщения изученного материала. Inside, outside circle. Когда мы были на традиционном обучении, мы очень часто применяли такую форму оценивания. Учащиеся вставали в два круга, один внутренний и один внешний. Дети стоят лицом друг к другу, задают друг другу вопросы по пройденной теме, и учащиеся из внешнего круга передвигаются, создают новые пары, продолжается та же работа с вопросами. То есть максимальный охват идет учащихся. 3-minute pause, 3-минутная пауза. В чем она заключается? Учитель предоставляет учащимся 3-минутную паузу, которая дает учащимся возможность обдумать понятия, идеи урока, связать с предыдущим материалом, знаниями, опытом, а также выяснить непонятные моменты. И различные формы таких вот моментов. Я изменил свое отношение к чему-то. I changed my attitude to. Я узнал больше о чем-то. I became more aware of. Я удивился тому, что I was surprised about. Я почувствовал, I felt. Я относился к чему-то. I empathized with. 1-minute essay. Такую форму оценивания можно проводить на старшем этапе обучения, когда учащиеся могут уже сделать какое-то логическое завершение тому, что он уже в течение урока приобрел. Одноминутное эссе – это техника, которая используется учителем в цели предоставления учащимся обратной связи о том, что они узнали по теме. Для написания одноминутного эссе учитель может задать следующие вопросы. Что самое главное ты узнал сегодня? Какие вопросы остались для тебя непонятными? Очень хорошая форма обратной связи. В зависимости от обучающей среды и формата одноминутного эссе может быть использовано по-разному. Во время урока урок разбивается на несколько этапов, отслеживается поэтапное усвоение материала учащимся. Или в конце урока, чтобы проинформировать учащихся о том, что они будут делать на следующем уроке. Quizzes, мини-тесты. Они могут быть и цифровые, и традиционные. Понятно, что на дистанционном обучении в большей части, конечно, были цифровые тесты, но нам без них не обойтись. И различные типы тестов или квизов. Это множество предложенных ответов, из правильного и неправильного ответа, или предполагающий краткий ответ. Multiple choice test. Наши учебники предлагают различные формы таких вот выборочных тестов. И я не буду останавливаться на этой форме, они достаточно популярны у нас. Write it down. Попросите учащихся написать объяснение изученного материала. Соберите листочки, напишите на них свои комментарии или вопросы для получения обратной связи. Наиболее типичные проблемы лучше обсудить со всем классом. То есть сразу же мы выясняем, где есть пробелы, дальше какие типичные проблемы для... Очень любят такую форму обратной связи. То есть они любят рисовать, и часто то, что они поняли, то, что они резюмируют, они отражают в форме рисунка. Метакогнишн, метапознание. Оно позволяет студентам обдумать, что они делали в классе, почему это было сделано. В конце урока или задания или блока попросите учащихся заполнить следующую таблицу. What did you do? Что мы делали на уроке? Why did we do it? Почему мы это сделали или делали? Why did I learn today? What did I learn today? Что я сегодня узнал? How can I apply it? Как я могу это применить? What questions do I still have about it? И какие вопросы у тебя остались по изученной теме? То есть познание себя, познание самого я и познание того, что освоено или осталось же проблемой на данный момент. Text rendering. Работа с текстом. Учащийся читает самостоятельный текст, выписывая несколько предложений, которые они считают наиболее значимыми или интересными. Затем учащиеся объединяются в группы и предлагают по одному предложению из тех, которые они выбрали. Затем выбирают одну фразу из выбранного предложения. Наконец, каждый студент выбирает одно слово из предложения и предлагает его. Затем группа обсуждает, насколько выбранное предложение, фразы и слова отражают главную мысль текста. То есть это очень плодотворная работа в группах. Тоже...
Sorry, Елизавета Мукана, it's time. You will be continue.
Возможности и угроз при различных формах работы. Я тоже вкратце это ознакомлю. Two roses and a song. 2 розы и 1 шип. Нужно назвать две вещи, которые понравились на уроке. Книги, модули, видео, презентации. Это от того, что предлагается на уроке. И какие остались еще вопросы. Think, write, pay and share. То есть в паре обдумывают, обсуждают различные поставленные вопросы. One of the easiest formative assessments is the exit card. Exit cards are index cards or sticky notes that students hand to you, deposit in a box, or post on the door as they leave your classroom. On the exit card, your students have written their names and have responded to a question, solved the problem, or summarized their understanding after a particular learning experience. In a few short minutes, you can read the responses, solve them into groups. Students who have not yet mastered the skill, students who are ready to apply the skill, students who are ready to go ahead or to go deeper, and use the data to inform the next day's or even that afternoon's instruction. Thumbs up, middle, and down. То есть пальцы вверх, в сторону или вниз, в зависимости от того, что понято было. Это зрительно отражает, в каком процессе находится тот или иной учащийся, насколько он вошел в тему, насколько он понял это все. Traffic light, светофор, я думаю, тоже очень популярная форма оценивания. Creative video, это, конечно, очень творческая работа на создание видео для групп. Группы можно отдельно формировать и назначить тех, кто будет этим заниматься. Самооценивание, различные формы, лестница успеха, которыми мы очень часто пользуемся, особенно на традиционной форме обучения. Основные функции самооценки, конструирующая, мобилизационная, побудительная, корректировочная и, наконец, Globes 3. Очень тоже популярная символика и очень хорошо характеризующая, на каком этапе обучения находится наш тот или иной ученик, куда бы он себя поместил при изучении какой-то темы или же раздела.
Время уже.
Хорошо. И я думаю, что студенты или молодые педагоги, они найдут для себя наиболее подходящие для них формы формативного оценивания. Спасибо за внимание.
Thank you very much.
Ага. Спасибо, Елизавета Муканна.
Да,
здравствуйте. Valuable information for us. The next speaker will be Алла Валерьевна. Алла Валерьевна, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
My name is Alla. I'm the director of Interpress company, and I'm responsible for the Ielts Tests and teacher training center, and also for the preparation to the Ielts tests. I'm now going to demo my screen so you could follow my presentation. Can you see the screen, please? Let me know.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So, and as the manager of the Ielts Center, I would like to say a few words about Interpress running the Ielts tests on the territory of Kazakhstan Republic. Our center was authorized in 2008, and we've been doing the international Ielts tests on the territory of our republic for the period of more than 10 years. During this period, we have tested over 80,000 tests and 80,000 candidates. And we can run different types, all the possible types that exist in our country. We run UTVI Ielts tests on the computer and also on the paper. UTVI tests are the tests that are required for those students who plan to go abroad, and particularly to the United Kingdom. We also do the Ielts Life Skills test. This is the test that, the easier option of the Ielts, that tests only listening and speaking skills. And it is required for the visa on the territory of the United Kingdom, and this type of visa does not allow you to study or work abroad, but you can get the entry visa. And a part of that, a part of these UTVI tests, we also run different Ielts, standard Ielts tests on a regular basis, and we do paper-based and off-site, paper-based and computer-based Ielts tests. We have the basic test centers, the official test centers in 3 cities. This is Nur-Sultan, Almaty, and Shymkent. But we can run off-site tests on as-needed basis with our partners, and we can come to your department and run the test for you. We have a representative in Atyrau, so if you are interested in taking the Ielts test and increasing your language proficiency, you are welcome to take the Ielts tests in our official test centers. Our official, on the left of my screen, on the right of my screen, you can see our contact details. I recommend you to subscribe our Ielts Kazakhstan page in Instagram, and there you can access all the important information. Our page contains all the useful information for you to how to prepare to the Ielts test, to see what every type of the test covers, and how to be ready for this. But from that, we also run, we have different marathons, we have different giveaways, and this information will be useful for you. Also, you can see our webpage and contact phone numbers. Apart from running the official Ielts tests, we also offer Ielts test preparation. Being the official test center, we know how to prepare the students so they gain all the needed and important information, because in the team of our teachers, there are Ielts experts who can train students specifically so that they are totally ready to take the exam. We have two different types of IELTS preparation, and we run these preparation courses both online and offline. The duration of the IELTS preparation course in our center is 72 academic hours. And during all this time, we only focus on IELTS preparation. Teachers show the structure of the test, and every skill is trained specifically. For example, students get the exercises and train their listening skills, reading skills, and they check their answers with the keys. And for the writing and the speaking skills, students work closely with their group mates, with the teacher to make the best out of their language proficiency. Our IELTS preparation courses are not targeted to increase the language proficiency specifically. It will during the course, but it's not the main target of the preparation course program. We accept for the course those students who know English at intermediate level and above, because the IELTS test is very specific, and there is a lot of information to focus on in order to be prepared for the exam task types. We have two different options of the course. Thank you. We have two different types. So we have intensive program and standard extensive program. The intensive program lasts 6 weeks, and the standard program lasts for 3 months. Sorry, here is 3 months. The intensive program is more suitable for those test takers who need to take the IELTS test very urgently, and the standard preparation course is more suitable and it allows a little bit more time for doing their homework for those students who don't need to take the official test in the nearest future. And apart from that, for our students, we offer combo program, so students can prepare for the test and take the IELTS test in our center and save some money and get the discount. And for those teachers, actually, the preparation courses are for the students mainly, and for those teachers who plan to take the IELTS tests themselves. But for those teachers who prepare the students for the IELTS test, our teacher training department offers the course that is called Teaching IELTS Course for Teachers. The duration of this course is 10 days. During these 10 working days, our course participants, they attend the input sessions where they get the information on how to teach students, how to prepare them to take the IELTS test, and specifically the listening, the reading, the writing, and the speaking sections. During the course, our trainees do 4 assignments, and they also take the mock IELTS tests themselves. So they have this experience how to do the IELTS, how long it lasts, and the fee of the mock IELTS test is included in the cost of the training. In order to be accepted for the course, the teacher should have the C1 and above language proficiency. And the course we offer might be administered online and offline. So online courses are run on the regular basis, so we run them twice a week. And as long as these teacher training courses are offered by our different departments, on the right top of my screen, you can see the contact details of the teacher training center and their contact phone number and website. If you're interested in these trainings and in taking the Ielts tests with Interpress, you can call us anytime. We will answer all your questions. And this is very short information about our Ielts tests and the official exam center and language schools offers, how to prepare, and our teacher training center. And the most important thing to encourage you, if you're planning to take the Ielts test in the future, is just I would like to say that the most important thing is to know what to expect. And in order to get the best score you can, you should bear in mind that there are two important components of successful Ielts tests. So first, you should know the language itself. And the second thing is you should be prepared to the format of the test. And only when we join these two together, the successful test result is guaranteed. Thank you very
so much, Alla Valerovna.
Thank you.
We got useful and very important information, because nowadays it's very important for us, Ielts, and we thought that our colleagues also.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting. Thank you, and I wish good luck for the teachers during the next academic year. It's going to be a very interesting one, I think. Goodbye.
Thanks. Спасибо.
Bye-bye.
We are given the floor by our colleagues, Master English teachers, Хамиева Жанна Гинаятовна, and also Master teacher, Рахметова Венера Вячеславовна.
Okay.
The use of innovative technologies in the educational process to increase motivation for the subject and the quality of education. Жанна Гинаятовна, are you here?
Yes, I am. Okay, thanks a lot. Now, good afternoon, my dear colleagues. I'm very glad to see you here. I wish you success and, of course, health. Okay, so let's start. The theme of my report is the use of innovative technologies in the educational process to increase the motivation of the subject and the quality of education. This quotation, I think you know it. This is the proverb. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. If you want to succeed in your life, you need to know the language, because English is the most popular language. The second fact, almost 60% people in the world use English regularly. The third one, about 300 million people are studying the English language actively. But we come across another problem, students' motivation. Let's start with the introduction. At present, the question of increasing the level of assimilation of educational material by school children is quite acute for teachers. It is improving his understanding, memorization, and ability to apply the knowledge gained. Today, every teacher is looking for the most effective ways to improve the educational process, increase the interest of his students. However, using ICT, the teacher should remember that the technical means of teaching themselves do not replace him as a teacher in the process of education, but provide a very significant role. Firstly, the volume of new information from various fields of science has increased. Secondly, the conditions for organizing education have changed. The state of the school, educational programs, and thirdly, the requirements for the professional competence of teachers and approaches to teaching have changed. I think that you will agree with this quotation. English is the language of technologies and progress. And another quotation is real too. Technology has made learning easy, interactive, and interesting. Here we have some information about ICT in the learning process. The use of ICT contributes to the achievement of the main goal of modernization of education, to improve the quality of education, to ensure the harmonious development of a person who is oriented in the information space, connected to the information and communication capabilities of modern technologies, and has an information culture, as well as to present the existing experience and identify its effectiveness. These are not only new technical means, but also new forms and methods of teaching, a new approach to the learning process. The introduction of ICT into the pedagogical process increases the authority of the teacher in the school team, since teaching is carried out at a more than higher level. In addition, the self-esteem of the teacher himself grows, developing his professional competences. The first one, interactive whiteboard. Interactive whiteboard is a large interactive display connected to a computer and projector. A projector projects the computer's desktop onto the board's surface, where users control the computer using a pen, a finger, or other devices. Working with an interactive whiteboard at school becomes a continuation of the game, accompanied by sound and video effects. The use of various magnetic pens, laser pointers, magic sticks not only develops logic, creative thinking, motor skills, and coordinations of students, but also gives the opportunity to go back, see where mistakes were made, and analyze them. The second one is computer. Computer can be utilized with other multimedia learning devices, or it can stand alone and still serves its basic purpose as an electronic medium of language learning. Computer is an electronic device which is capable of receiving information and performing a sequence of logical operations in accordance with a predetermined but variable set of procedural instruction. Produce result in the form of information or signal based on Oxford Dictionary. Next. All audio devices can be used with other media to form an interactive multimedia. However, it also can be utilized separately as independent tool. Audio devices include speaker, earphone, CD, and etc. The most popular and most widely used devices appropriated by modern language teachers remain the CD player and the audio cassette player recorder. More recently, More recently, the web has served as an additional source of authentic listening materials thanks to the possibility of fast downloads using MP3 software. The last one, I think, which we use nowadays is the video. The use of moving images linked to sound provides learners with exposure to all important elements of spoken communication, gestures, pronunciation, intonation, all embedded in natural cultural context. And devices like DVD players, video cassettes, web sources, the laser disc, and video cameras readily supply this. Thanks to modern technology, scenes can be located, isolated, and replayed at random, and there is an abundance of literature suggesting how to exploit film video sequences meaningfully. Different forms of visual support can now be offered. As a conclusion, the methodology of language learning has developed a new way of using ICT in teaching. It means the hypermedia. Hypermedia provides the language teacher and the language learner with multimedia resources such as text, graphics, sound, animation, video linked together. Students get used to learning the foreign language in a new and pleasant way, not just by interacting with the teacher and reading text from the book. Thanks a lot. Any questions?
Thank you, Жанна Гинаятовна. Is that all? Жанна Гинаятовна, все?
Yes, that's all.
Blended learning. Blended learning is an approach to education that combines online educational materials. Venera Vячеславовна, I'm very sorry. You will continue.
Okay, good day, my
Welcome.
dear. And improving the use of ICT in the classroom and during extracurricular time. At the beginning of my work, I considered many principles of using ICT in authentic classes. The most basic ones for myself, I identified the following. Leading role of theoretical knowledge and its application and practice, stimulation and motivation of a positive attitude of students to learning, combination of collective educational work with an individual approach to teaching, activity and independence of students under the leadership of a teacher, consistency in training, availability, strength of mastering and content of learning. For myself, I have identified the following steps in my upcoming work. What educational results will they achieve? How will they achieve learning outcomes? And how will I help them achieve learning outcomes? And how do I know if they have achieved them? Before planning and delivering lessons, I went through all the content of the program. And the big question was, was always the learning methods and methods of assessment. It was necessary to think over the work that the guys will do to the mark. Students have Google at hand and classmates in a joint chat. Therefore, the first and second factors help us. And for this, it was necessary to think about the quality of assignments for students. And again, questions arose. How can I help my students to demonstrate learning outcomes? And what resources and tools will I use for this? And the children will they be able to use the internet platforms that I offer them? One of the methods of assessment I chose mailroom. Available to everyone, does not require using a large amount of memory on the phone. I have created folders by class where I can easily enter and check the work, make adjustments and conduct an analysis if necessary. Using a personal YouTube channel where I downloaded the videos, the lesson is available by invitation by the link. Turning off the comments shows that the children of the A grade, they don't see the answers of the children from the B grade. If for some reason the child could not be present at the lesson, he could come in, see an explanation of a particular rule. Training system through the online Mictep educational platform. Yes, initially not everything went smoothly, but over time everything returned to normal. Students freely enter, work. The only thing is that we didn't use Zoom on this platform due to some technical problems. But we use Zoom platform where we tried to work in session rooms. Again, differentiated work did not pass. I'm sorry. Zoom platform is also used by me outside. Okay, outside of school hours when preparing students for the exams, where we analyze test tasks, grammatical, lexical rules, and already everyone's favorite Google Forms, Google Disk, where we can quickly and efficiently check the knowledge of students on any topic. Already in the process of studying at distance learning, I began to understand and realize that when a student studies educational material, works with tests for self-examination, he asks questions, he makes mistakes, yes, he learns. And we supported this process with our feedback and the help of classmates. For example, in a joint chat. When he has already learned, then we carry out work on the mark as a result of the work that he has done for some time. One of the exciting aspects was that it was necessary to choose a platform and technologies for training. Working in a general chat with each class, I want to know that there were advantages here. Personal interaction between me and the children, a sense of community, humor in the general chat was welcomed, and this was already a positive factor in the fact that my children didn't have a sense of isolation. Of the minuses, there is no specific time planning, which is especially expensive, and technical difficulties, the lack of internet, its weak connection, technical malfunctions of gadgets. But here too, one can know the positive side. The assignments were available to students at any time. And many had enough more time to study and comprehend the material. Why I thought that children who didn't work in the classroom, they can't begin to work remotely. In fact, everything turned out to be different. For some, joint work with classmates worked. For some, educational material presented differently. For some, individual. And to my questions, why didn't you show me your abilities in class? I received the following answers. I'm not comfortable in the group where I study, which means that the interpersonal relationships of classmates work here. You don't ask much. Yes, according to the order of the Ministry of Education and the Science, we don't burden children. Everything is clear, a lot of videos. Yes, and it is already a problem of our methodological association, the absence of an interactive whiteboard during normal training, where practically everything has to be shown on the fingers. I really like it, their position of our methodologist, Avluhatina Sambat Mohambetovna. She, at this most difficult and strange time, she didn't leave us, and the whole process of distance learning was sought out by her. Creative groups of colleagues were created to deal with issues of distance education at school. Namely, all the calendar plans for the fourth quarter, starting from grades 1st to 11th, were considered. Links from internet resources were selected for each topic. I agree. What work has been done? Together with Sambat Mohambetovna and teachers, we developed we developed distance lessons. We made presentations on topics starting from the first grade. Filmed videos. We were really ready to start distance learning. And here, I and we, all the colleagues, we must express our great thanks to all colleagues who prepared the material, with the help of which we painlessly prepared and conducted lessons. And analyzing all my work, I want to say following. At distance learning, I looked at myself, at children in a different way, and realized that the effectiveness of educational depends on the correct approach to its measurement. Thank you.
Thank you, Venera Vячеславовna. Thank you so much. It was very interesting. Blended learning is an approach to education that combines online educational materials and the opportunities for interaction online with traditional place-based classroom methods. The next speaker will be Gumarova Laura Naurizovna, intellectual school in Nur-Sultan, English teacher. Laura Naurizovna, are you here, Laura? Лора Naurizovna, вы здесь? Артистimiz негізі отыр осы Zoom'да. Естілмей тұр ма екен? Лора? Okay, the next speaker will be active methods teaching vocabulary in English lessons. Nurtazina Raygul Temerovna, Daskala District, Sadbayev Secondary School, master teacher. Raygul Temerovna. Raygul Temerovna.
Никак не найду эту демонстрацию экрана.
Да, бар демонстрация экрана. Берілді сізге. Естіліп тұр ғой, да, Райгүл Теміровна?
Естіліп тұр, но я не могу открыть.
Жасылды баса қойыңыз демонстрация экраны.
Не найду. Только что было, и теперь куда делся.
Сізді естіп тұрық, Райгүл Теміровна, көрініп тұрсыз. Экранда баса қойыңыз демонстрация экраны. Сөз кезегі өзіңізде.
Куда делся?
Біздің әріптестерімізде техникалық ахуалдар болып жатқан сияқты. Лора Наурызовна, сіз қосылдыңыз ба? Даусымыз естіліп тұрма сізге? Нұрсұлтан қаласы. Райгүл Теміровна, әлде сіз қосылдыңыз ба?
Пан Малькин, запустите мой экран. Здесь никак не могу я включить. У меня было здесь стояло, не найду теперь вообще. На панели нет у меня, не отражается.
Саламатсыз ба. Мышкамен панельді басыңызшы да, астында мына полоса шығады, соның ішінде жасылмен демонстрация экраны деген бар. Соны басасыз да, сосын слайдыңызды таңдайсыз. Өлі слайдыңызды ашып қойыңыз.
Ашық тұр менде. Ну, вот это где у меня? Здесь у меня только дополнительно стоит, больше ничего нету.
Ал дополнительно былай жылжып кеткен бар. Қараңызшы жанына.
Потом выйти стоит, нету, не могу найти.
Аха, жақсы, енді бұл техника, сол себепті техникалық ахуалдар болып тұрады. Себебі онлайн Zoom форматында болғандықтан. Ары қарай біз жалғастырайық. Гумарова Лора Наурызовна.
Вот нашла. Есть, да, Гумарова? Если нет, то я начинаю.
Луара Гумаровна. Жақсы, бастай беріңіз, Айгүл Теміровна.
Ой. Good day, dear colleagues. I wish you to be this new school year more successful for you and for your learners. And I want to begin my report with David Wilkins' words. Without grammar, very little can be conveyed. Without vocabulary, nothing can be done. If you spend most of your time studying grammar, your English won't improve very much. You'll see most improvement if you learn more words and expressions. Vocabulary is one of the fundamentals of English. Teaching vocabulary is one of the key points in teaching a foreign language. Vocabulary is the first and the foremost important step in language acquisition. Students need to be prepared with a wide and vivid vocabulary to compete in the world of marketplace. And they are given important points for teaching vocabularies, as you see in the screen: motivation, improvement, various strategies for learning vocabulary, in out-of-class activities, regular revision, recycling, textbook support, and what's involved in knowing a word.
of course, meaning, collocation, spelling, grammar, pronunciation, connotation, and register of the word. And in teaching vocabulary, we must pay attention to these methodologies, listening carefully, pronouncing the word, and the methods of grasping the meaning. By teaching vocabulary, we use different strategies such as definition, dramatization, synonyms, antonyms, self-defining context, pictures and the drawings, series, scales, systems, parts of words, illustrative sentences, real liar. And for teaching vocabulary, we use some types of framework. The first, presentation. There we give lists of words, text, teaching vocabulary in context, communicative situation, using mimics, demonstrations, definition, translation, visual essay aids, and by the second type of framework for teaching vocabulary, practice. And we'll, of course, do different activities to practice using new words. And in teaching vocabulary also, word games are very useful. And I want to stop some games we use at lessons. The first, the fidget spinner game is very beloved among my learners. They have opportunities to revise, to pronounce, and to memorize and remember the names. For example, in this slide, you see musical instruments, and for different topics, you can create such spinner game. And animal dominoes is also very interesting for learners. It's very useful to learn and to practice the new words. And match words with picture is also very wide used activity for practicing and learning new words. And also we have some fun vocabulary activities for learning vocabulary. I'm thinking of game. For example, this activity you can give for your learners in 3 ways. The first, you give the class a few definitions corresponding to 5, 6 vocabulary words, and the students guess the word. Or you may whisper the word and the students try and recognize the word. Or the third way, you spell the word backwards and the students try and recognize the word. And the bingo, it's very also wide used activity. And here I want to say that we can use this activity also in different ways. For example, you may give definition and they must find this word on their cards, or translation. And the lab activities, the next activity, it's also very interesting and exciting game, and learners like this game. It's also useful for memorizing, for pronunciation, and for spelling and writing the word correctly. Mini dialects, dictations, and especially I want to speak about running dictations. It's also very interesting for learners, I think, to activate the classroom activities of learners. The next fun games also very useful in learning vocabulary. And I want to stop at category game. This game played how? Divide the class into teams. One person from a team sits in front of the class. The rest of the team members are given a card with a category. For example, things that are red. The team members take turns giving examples of the category until the person in the hot seat guesses, or all team members have given the key. If the person in front cannot guess, the other team can confer or try to guess. and they must important thing maybe follow the clues must be examples, not definitions. For example, acceptable clues are ketchup, flat, or a stop sign. And the password is the same game as the things categories. And the drawing pictures is also very interesting game for learners. It helps review some vocabulary and break up the class routines. And the things we do, such games are also very interesting among learners. And it's a very useful and fun game for practicing parts of the body. And at the leader, the number of players must be one person must be left, odd number have players, and the leader is a odd student. He calls the different parts of the body, for example, hand to hand, knee to elbow, etc. And the players listen to follow the leader's commands. If the leader is having problems thinking of parts of the body, you can give help some you say parts of the body, and the leader will repeat after you. After few commands have been called out, the leader says people to people. Even then has to find a new partner, including the leader. The odd one student becomes the new leader, and so on. So things we do. There are lots of different games, but I have collected the such ones we use at the lessons. And I think vocabulary is very important, and learning vocabulary will be fun and easier through games and different activities. That's all. Thank you.
Rahmet, Raigu Timurna, thank you so much. We have next speaker, Laura Naurazuna from Nur-Sultan.
Hello. Thank you.
Yeah, Laura. Welcome.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Райгүл Темировна, можете экраннан алып тастайсыз ба презентацияңызды? Рахмет.
Blended learning.
Мой экран виден, да?
Да.
Ага. So,
нет, не видно, Лора.
Не видно?
Нет еще.
Нет еще. Ага, сейчас поделиться.
Да, видно. Жақсы көрініп тұр. Лора Naurazuna.
So, you're welcome, blended learning. So, for the first, I would like to ask from you, let's work in groups. So, in general, everyone are practicing about blended learning approach in every classroom, not only English teachers, not only language teachers. I would like to say that also other subject teachers are from other domains of education are just practicing. So within this presentation, we would like to present the significance of this approach and to define what is blended learning approach and some distinctive features, and also how we implement in our practice language teachers and other just subject teachers also. So for the first time, I would like you to invite for group work learning differences, the age factor, learning style. So this is the significance of various approaches in language acquisition period can be measured through this important initial human practice. So that we take into consideration every day in our everyday teaching, daily teaching. That's why for the learner style, please Miss Тлеубаева, Айнагуль Мурзабекова, Рима Зиеденова, Сымбат Айгуль Жамбулатовна, can you just write in the chat box what is learner differences? How do you understand? And how can you define what is learner differences? Can you provide definition? And what are your understandings? What is learner differences comprises? So Miss Тлеубаева, Алмагуль Мурзабекова, Рима Зиеденова, Сымбат Айгуль Жамбулатовна. So you are working and writing learner differences under this subtitle. Please write down what do you understand, what is learner differences, and how can you define in your teaching. So then the age factor. Please, for the age factor, I would like to invite Zamzagul Ahmedova, Tatiana Pupikina, Кабдулова Самал, Laura Yelekenova, Sariva Raigul, Ainagul Ibrasheva. Please, also the same question. How do you understand? You can define, and what is important? Why is important? Are there any, what kind of categories you can find out when we discuss, when we come across, and when we sit in front of the classroom? What kind of approaches, what features are important when we discuss about age factor? Okay, what things are important when we discuss about the age factor, and what kind of ages you can define throughout the higher education system? Thank you. So learner style. So for the learner style, please, Ахметова Ирина, Алимова Ирина, sorry, Лида Имангалиева, Черткова М, Имангалиева Нур, Баешева Нургуль Еркиновна, and Maria. Please, what is learner style, and how many learning style you can define throughout your teaching practice? Please, I'm giving you 1 minute. And in the chat box, please, you're welcome. You can write down. And let's discuss. So what can you say about learner differences? What is learner differences? So let's interact. I thought that first of all, I will tell some series about this practice, but nevertheless, at the end of the day, everyone have already typed. That's why I decided let's make this platform let's make it more interactive, because you know that this August conference itself, the nature of this conference is interaction and borrowing some practices from each other and listening other voices, you know. Yes. So that's why I would like to hear from you. What is learner differences? How do you understand? Can you just tell? I can just hear type, or I can say, or let's.
Can I share? Can I share with you?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay. I think there are some differences, learner differences, such as learners are divided according psychology. For example, how they learn new information. With the help, some students learn new information with the help of eyes, some with the help of tactile with touch. For example, some students kinesthetic, yes, kinesthetic eyes. Some students receive information through visual, listening, maybe also
auditory.
Some students, for example, work at different speed, fast speed, middle speed, and low speed. learners. Also, there are learners which
Yes, so psychology, yes.
Skills and talents. For example, some students are better in math, some students are better in English, for example, and we can't require the same level of knowledge from all students, even in the same one class.
Yes, thank you. Yes, learner differences. So according to Ielts, yes, means learners varies according to their pace, perception, yes, attention, intellectual levels, readiness, interest. Also, you have mentioned about inherited or inborn traits or skills. Thank you, thank you. I see that everyone is focused. That's why let's move on to the next term. Let's try to define the age factor. What is age factor, and how many age factors within high school you can find out? So we are talking about high school, yes? So the age factor, how many age factors you can define, and what are the peculiarities or features for each age group, let's say. So please. Zamzagul Ahmetova, Tatiana, Samal, Laura, Araygul, Ainagul are just leaders, and the rest teachers. You can also, professionals, you can also here share your ideas, please. Also, when we discuss, you can just write in the chat box, and I'm giving you 3 minutes, 3 seconds for speaking, okay? So let me just wrap up about the learner differences. So you know that in the Western, in European part of the country, in the world, so there are a lot of migrants, there are a lot of nationalities in European part and in America. That's why they are focusing on learner differences mostly, and they know that there are a lot of, for example, in one America, there are a lot of people from Spain, from Canada, from France, from people from all over the world. That's why they are not all the same. That's why they have different kind of various cultural background, as you have mentioned, psychological, cultural backgrounds are playing crucial role in perception, in learning, in acquiring various languages. That's why they are paying attention to learner differences mostly. And of course, in our context, of course, we are focusing on, as you have said, for inherited traits or skills, inborn skills. As you have said, some are good at math, some are good at languages, some are good at geography, in science. That's why, and of course, psychological facts, as you have said, the speed or pace. In teaching, we say pace, how perceive the information and the pace of a student. Yes, when we discuss about pace of a student, we are just turning to the age factor. So please, I would like to hear about the age factor, because pace and it's already time. Yes, the age factor and the learner style are very important and interrelated. As you have already mentioned, there are a lot of kinesthetic, auditory, or mixed types. As you know that before in Soviet time, let's say before the independence, people, just teachers in pedagogy, 3 learning style are just divided.
Sorry, Laura Naurasana, it's time.
Just 1 minute then. So blended learning, you know about blended learning. It's hybrid learning or distance learning, but there are a lot of differences. Nevertheless, the Clayton Christensen Institute have already just divided into 4 different blended learning approaches. They are interrelated. Nevertheless, for the high school, I have just I can say that for the high school rotation model of blended learning we are using. Why we are using? You know that sometimes we are synchronously giving tasks and combining two skills, for example, speaking and listening. And this is already a rotation model of blended learning. So we are aware about this. Flex model and a la carte model of blended learning are mostly for high school, for diploma school, and enriched virtual model of blended learning is for higher education or tertiary education system. Why? Because here students can meet up. They should meet with face-to-face with a teacher, and also they should spend some time working online. You see, that's why I think that during, for example, master's degree classes, we had, for example, we attended online classes, we did some online assignments, and also we had to organize and we had to write down in time slots to meet with our professors to discuss, for example, some parts. Also, we had some face-to-face discussion groups that on a weekly basis we had to attend. So that then in practice and some challenges, of course, rotation of a model of blended learning environment happens every week. Flex model of blended learning happened during last academic year. Why I'm telling? Because, for example, some subject teachers wished to see their students face-to-face because of some topics. They had to do some laboratory work. They had to speak individually with teachers. And that's why some teachers, some disciplines had been taught offline. But nevertheless, some, for example, me, theory of knowledge and English disciplines have been taught online. You see, it's this flex model of blended learning happened in NIS of Nur Sultan. For example, last year, I can say that it was a kind of a forced way of teaching blended learning approach. Nevertheless, it had happened. So then, what kind of challenges? Difficulties have you had?
Sorry,
academic? Okay, so you see, thank you. I will share with this PPT, and I will just maybe maybe I will write my online video speech and send to you. It would be more.
Okay, with pleasure.
Yes. Yes, it would be more useful. Yes, rather than this PPT, because this PPT does not tell anything. I thought that I will work with teachers, and even so. You see, do you see my screen? Do you see my screen, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's great. If you see my screen, it means that we are. So you see, for example, we worked with classroom. We worked with classroom every time. For example, the students, for example, we sent tasks and the students had to then to work with these tasks. Or let me just show you. For example, last year, we worked with team teacher, and for example, we published before 1 week before we published tasks. Let me just show such kind of instructions. Yes, how do we access knowledge from a work of art? And they had, so you see here, all the tasks are clear. And then in next week, for example, the following week, they had to present about their choice. You see, it is already blended learning approach, but I to which approach you can refer this rotation model of
Okay,
blended learning.
Lorna, you can send for my email. Then
Okay,
after
thank
I
you
will
for
send.
the attention. Thank you for the attention. Thank you.
I'm very sorry because you're giving for us very useful information, but now we have no time. That's why.
I will just write down into the video, okay?
Okay, thank you. I would like to express my deep gratitude to the participants of the section meeting and the speakers for sharing their experiences, and wish you only creative success in your work. And now, my dear colleagues, let me reward our creative teachers in the 2020 and the 2021 academic year. Бүгін секция отырысында қатысушыларға, баяндамашыларға өз іс тәжірибелерімен бөліскендеріңіз үшін шексіз алғысымды білдіре отырып, еңбектеріңізге тек қана шығармашылық табыс тілейміз. 2021 оқу жылында шығармашылықпен жұмыс еткен ұстаздарымызды марапаттауға рұқсат етіңіздер. Бердігалиева Гүлсара Жылқыбаевна, Орал қаласы Асан Тайманов атындағы номер 34-ші мектеп гимназиясының ағылшын тілі пәні мұғалімі, құрмет грамотасымен марапатталады. Білім беруді дамыту орталығы. Ишмуханова Назгүл Бергенбаевна, Орал қаласы Қонаев атындағы номер 44-ші мектеп гимназиясының ағылшын тілі пәні мұғалімі. Қуанышева Манчук Уразовна, номер 42-ші Ақниет гимназиясының ағылшын тілі пәні мұғалімі. Карина Ботагөз Максимовна, номер 3-ші жалпы орта білім беретін мектебінің ағылшын тілі пәні мұғалімі. Утиева Эльвира Жамиевна, Орал қаласы облыстық дарынды балаларға арналған мамандандырылған номер 8-ші мектептің ағылшын тілі пәні мұғалімдері. Марапатталарыңыз құтты болсын. Әріптестер, сіздердің осы жыл бойы еңбек етіп, қол ұшын беріп, осындай жоғары мәртебеге ие болып отырсыздар. Рахмет, әлі алда да жетістіктер болады. Сіздерге де қатысқан әріптестеріме шығармашылық табыстар тілеймін. Осы марапаттауларыңызды сіздерге почталарыңызға жіберетін боламын. Бердігалиева Гүлсара Жылқыбаевна, Назгүл Бергенбаевна, Ишмуханова, Қуанышева Манчук Уразовна, Карина Ботагөз Максимовна, Утиева Эльвира Жамиевнаға. Осымен біздің бүгінгі ағылшын тілі пәні мұғалімдеріне арналған тамыз кеңесі аяқталды. Егер де сұрақтарыңыз болса, чатқа қалдыруға болады. Рахмет. Thank you so much for being with us for today's our sectional meeting for English teachers. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you very much.